Okay everyone, I'm gonna do this video quick because it's raining here. Here's a ghost story. It's not really a ghost story, it's kind of more, I don't know, spooky I guess. My kids, when they were young, they were allowed to play in the woods, but they were allowed to play on the edge of the property in the woods. They weren't allowed to go far into the woods, and they weren't allowed to go by themselves because, of the times. And so I told them that they could play in the woods if they took one of their siblings or one of their cousins. And so my second daughter and my son decided to go play in the woods. Well, these woods my kids were raised in, and my husband was raised on this property, so he knew the woods like the back of his hand. He knew where everything was in the woods. He hunted in these woods, played in these woods. Not these woods per se, but the ones that my kids were playing in at the time. And so they were playing out in the woods. Well, they come back and they were like, "Mama, there's a house. We found a house." I was like, "A house? There's no house at the edge of the property." And they were like, "Yeah, well, we seen a house." And so I said, "Okay, describe this house." And they said, "Well, it's an old house. It looks kind of vacant, and it has rose bushes around it, and thorns, or roses one, growing up the side of the house." And they described where the windows were in this house and what color the house was and everything. So we went out to the woods where they said it was at, and we looked, and of course, there was no house. So they looked around a little bit more in case they were mistaken of where they saw the house, and we never did find the house. So I asked my husband when he got home, I was like, "Do you know about this house? It's out in the woods." He said, "There is no house there. There's no house there. There's never been a house there as far as I know, as long as I've lived here my whole life." And I was like, "Okay, well, my question to you is, do you think that this was a time slip and this house was from back in the, past? It kind of had a time slip and it just appeared there for a little bit and then disappeared. Do you think if my kids were to went in the house, that when it went back, if that's the case, would they have got stuck in the past? Do you think it was just the wild imaginations of two kids that just suddenly had the same story and could describe a house to a T? Do you think it was like a ghost house that just appears every so many years and then disappears again, not to be seen for, so many years again? What are your opinions on what this house could be? Leave, leave a comment what you think what it was. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.